War doesn't begin by breaking men. It begins by training them to survive. Warfare 2025 shows us that madness isn't sudden, it is learned, step by step, moment by moment. These men don't enter the battlefield as monsters. They enter as disciplined soldiers, focused, alert, controlled. But war does something cruel and invisible. It slowly replaces reason with instinct, empathy with urgency, and thought with reaction. Every second demands a decision, and every decision carries the weight of death. There is no time to process fear, no space to feel guilt, only movement, noise, and survival. As the mission unfolds, we see how chaos becomes normal. Gunfire replaces conversation. Silence becomes more terrifying than sound. Trust narrows until it exists only between the men standing inches apart. The mind adapts, but at a cost. War forces the brain into a permanent state of alert, where danger is everywhere and peace feels unnatural. This is where madness begins. Not screaming, not rage, but hyperfocus so intense that the world outside the battlefield stops existing. Warfare refuses to glorify this transformation. There are no speeches about honor, no cinematic victories. Instead, we watch men react before they can think, because thinking is too slow. Fear is buried deep, surfacing only in brief glances, shaking hands, and exhausted breathing. Injuries don't just damage bodies, they fracture identity. A man who survives is no longer the man who arrived. War takes pieces that never come back. The most haunting truth the film reveals is this: the battlefield doesn't end when the mission ends. The madness lingers. The instincts remain. The silence follows them home. Society expects these men to return unchanged, to fit back into a world that operates slowly, gently, logically. But how do you explain a reality where hesitation meant death? How do you unlearn a mindset where everyone could be a threat? War makes men mad not because they are weak, but because they are human. The mind was never designed to live in constant violence. Warfare 2025 doesn't ask us to admire soldiers as heroes or fear them as killers. It asks us to understand the cost. Because the real tragedy of war isn't what it destroys on the battlefield, it's what it leaves behind inside the men who survive it.